Good morning, ladies. My name is Chaz, and welcome to the What If Deku was in Mortal Kombat universe. So, and this is my first time ever doing a What If Deku was in Mortal Kombat. I don't believe, or actually, I'm the first one, actually, ever did one where he went to MK universe. And what I mean by MK universe is basically it's called Mortal Kombat, but I keep saying that. Sorry. That's why I use the initials of it. MK. So, universe. So, without further ado, let's get into this what if. So, and yes, I am adding Zumi into this what if. And yes, as the Zuku, or actually I will add some new characters. And before we jump into it, did you guys know that they had a doctor? Literally called a doctor. In MK universe. Did you know about that? So, yeah. Without further ado, let's jump right into the what if. So I'm skipping the part where they were born, and so at age of 3, Zuko got a paper cut, and like basically blood came out, and the Ochako at the time had a napkin and wiped it off, or stops the bleeding. And it was on his finger, so then after that, she did keep it just to remind her of who she really loves. So then at age of 4, sorry about that. At age of 4, the quirk doctor tells Zumi that she has quirk and she can become a hero, and you, Zuko, you do not have a quirk, and you can't become a hero, and so sorry. And so, as he's like, as he just wanted to be a hero, but he gave up. So he did train with his sister to like improve her powers and his skills. So, but one day, at age of 5, his parents abandoned him. Straight up. And so he lives on the streets. And Zuko was like, as he blames himself. But then a green portal opens up, and a couple of hands grabbed Zuko, and pulled him in to it. And yeah, most people that see that is they get killed instantly. But somehow Zuko survived. And he ended up teleporting to the outworld. Outworld. Because yesterday, I don't want to spoil it, but if you guys played MK1, there's a chapter 2, like part 2 of it. And the boss in it was pretty gruesome. And yeah. So yeah, sorry if I'm talking a little bit louder than normal. So now, without further ado, let's continue. So yeah, Zuko falls it right through. And he gets up. He sees a battle between Scorpion Scorpion and Shiva. So both of them were working together. I know that's weird, like partners stuff. Versus Devora, the bug lady, and the Brock. Or actually, so then they battle, and of course, Devora lost and finish her. And then they battle. So then after they had their battles, they walked off. As the Scorpion could sense someone else is here. As he basically shoots his arrows things, the katanas, as it could dodge the attack. As he sees an innocent child was there. So then but Scorpion sees Zuko who as a student. So what does he do? He takes him into the ninja clan to get himself getting Zuko prepared for the hard training. So that's this is just going to be a super long video, so sit back, relax, and grab a drink or two and enjoy this what if. So just a heads up. So yes. And please leave a like, share, subscribe before. Yeah. So now let's continue. So So I'm gonna do, because of how long Zuko is in the Outworld timeline in that universe, like makes people age up faster than the people that go and visit with them. So Zuko ends up, he went from a little kid so he learns fire powers. He learned ice powers. like magical powers. And then he learned so much. But one day, Shiva, let's say Shiva was the same age as Zuko was, or is currently, and she ends up walking, or she actually told the doctor, this guy, to make because he had a machine that could clone people. So basically, he could create anything. So what does she do? She asks him to to create a daughter that has hers and Zuko's is his DNA's mixed. Yeah. So then the Quark Doctor agrees and he says, I only need is Zuko's blood. That's it. Okay. So then she sneaks into his bedroom when he was sleeping and used the syringe, basically the one that you see the doctors put into patients' arm. So she basically gets some of Zuko's blood, and she returns to him, and he puts it in, and he just needs her blood to be in it. So she does, and so then the machine activates and both bloods fuse to create a girl that has. I know that this is an AI thing. Just imagine her having Shiva's 4 arms. Yeah. And Zuko's hair color, her eyes are similar to, yeah. So, and already had, and her name, let me go to here, let's go to here, let's go to here. So, the girl, this girl right here, so she basically, or her mother, Shiva, was named her Kara Midoriya. Yeah, you could see it on the top. Kara Midoriya she's a hybrid of a human and the whatever, I forgot the species, or what, yeah, species' name. So, yeah. So Zuko, or so Ochako was looking around for him. Of course, she did stumble into a lab that was, or abandoned lab, and it was a machine that only requires two. It's similar to what the doctor was. So she puts in Zuku's blood when he had the paper cut when he was 3 years old, and her own blood. And yeah, I'm going back and forth, so it's. But soon yeah. So Ochako ends up creating Eriko Midoriya. And she's basically the daughter of Ochako and Zuko. So the daughter of would be like what she would look like. But Zuko didn't know that two girls from two different universes ends up using his blood to create two, daughters that belongs to him biologically. So yeah. So Bakugo, Ochako keeps her secret of the clone, or no, actually the actual daughter on her to yeah. So, but Ochako's daughter was born with actually a quirk called flaming gravity. But she inherits also from Zuko's DNA thing, his strength. So, and Zuko was, before, he was so powerful, or so strong that even he was born without a quirk, but in exchange he has super strength. He could pick up entire islands over his head without any slowpoke stuff. So yeah, the daughter of Zuko's was lifting or bench pressing ants, they're 10 times their own body weights thing. Well, Ochako's daughter, Hunter, lifts 3,000 times more than that. More than, yeah. So basically, there was these specially designed weight things, and she's just she had no effort of it. So yeah. So, but that includes yeah. So then the tournament of power in Outworld was stakes are high. Or so, yeah. And so Zuko defeated a lot of enemies. Like, he took care of, or he battled against the one of the Brock's species, and in order to like get stronger and make more weapons, you know what he had to do? He rips out, because they said finish him. And Zuko just rips off both of their arms, or his arms, and freezes him, and using fire to like basically burn his head. And yeah, he used, yeah. So then Raiden got defeated, but instead of the him getting like brutality, he just gets flicked by Zuko. Yeah, so like basically, and he made a straw hat for Zuko's. Oh, and yeah. So then he battled against a lot of foes, including the noob Cybot and the, yeah. So then the scientists, the ones that make like suits, ends up giving or making a suit for Zuko every time, because he, my first design, this one, was he had a suit custom made for him. And because of his age or his body structure, he was tall. He was a like same height as All Might's he's buffed up for him. And he had muscles. He was already super strong enough, but his powers, or he learns how to control both. But the suit that they gave him, he had, or they had, like, it came with its own blades, versions of Brock's, his blades, and also whips. Like I'm trying to find, okay, one, whip, alright. Sorry, I'm still like, oh, oh. So this guy's. So this one, like if you can see it, this guy, he's. So I implemented it because he defeated him too. And that's what it's supposed to look like. Looks more into like his MK1 version. Where, yeah, he can whip them out, and he has this little sensor thing on of if he bends his wrist in front, it switches into like whip mode, the one that you see before you. This mode, and if he reaches down, like basically bends his wrist down, then he gets his Brock versions of the blades comes out. He can also go invisible, and it's immune to lightning attacks and the dark magic. So my boy just, and because I forgot to add this, he also battled against a vampire, whatever. Here, hold on. Before I... Your character. This girl. He did battle against her. And he did, like, punch her, like, not knocking her out, and yeah. So he wins, and his suit was now has, or it came with also bat wings too. So he's able to fly. He could, like, he's is a custom character if I ever seen one. Because he learns how to control fire. He could control ice. He could, like, basically control dark shadows thing. And plus, he also, battled the time goddess, nature goddess, and the Time Lord, or whatever his name is. And but instead of finishing her off, he just, like, that how in MK11, and when every time an opponent hits every time your character hits her into an hourglass and does all that stuff. Well, yeah. And then the backstory, it does the same thing, but his end screen, he actually didn't kill her. He just, like, told her that he wants to be back to home before. So he doesn't want her to, like... So the hourglass actually shrank down and infused into his own heart. So now he has time powers and, like, all the powers. So during that time, his own daughters, or should I say daughter, because she ends up training with her mother. And, of course, she went through the same training as what Zuko was. But yeah. But because how powerful he is, like strength, she kept grabbing like boulders and they shatter underneath her fingertips. Yeah. And so, like, yeah. So then after that, he created a new timeline where it's like all peaceful, home. He doesn't want war or like any bad stuff to happen to anyone. Knowing how okay. So then so the day finally came for him to go back to his world. So so basically Scorpion and Zero or Sub-Zero tells Zuko that we will meet again. But honey, keep yourself prepared. As before he left, or he was getting ready for it, but then Shiva walks in. And she was not mad, but she's he's kind of glad that he's leaving, but she's also sad and to see him go home. But so Zuko says, "Hi, Shiva. So what's anything interesting? Or are you saying goodbye to me?" Well, as she walks up and hugs him and tells her that if your world didn't accept you, you always have a family here. And I kinda, as she tells him that she used his blood to like to create their own like child, and she wanted to show him what her. So then he looks over. So she shows as his own daughter had similar green hair. I almost said gray hair, but green hair. As she walks up, and she hugs Zuko. As he could feel the hug as he hugs her. As she doesn't want her father to leave her, or to leave. And yeah. So then Zuko's like, yeah, but I won't forget you. Yeah. Hey? Name. Okay? So, yeah. I won't forget the yeah. So then after he after he left, his own daughter is a little bit sad because she didn't spend any time with her father, her biological father. Or actually, she did, and but yeah, she ends up basically telling herself that he never forgets who she is. So then Zuko goes back to his time, and when he arrives, it was All Might versus Overhaul. And All Might was down. I'm saying All Might, ALL space MIGHT, might. Just to clarify, because a couple videos back, I said All for One was down, and All for One, yeah. Just to clarify, it's All Might. So All Might was down, and All for One is about to lift his hand up, and he says, like something about like prepare to. Before he said get prepared for to die, he immediately gets stabbed in the back, and because a green portal opens up behind, or so actually, as everyone's scared, as he says, or as they don't know who the heck he is, as he cuts off All for One's head. And like, yeah. As, yeah. All for One just died right then and there. As he turns around. Because Zumi, let's say Zumi got captured. And she basically was scared out of her mind. As the blade retracts, as a young girl with green hair, yellow eyes, or green-haired girl, and brown eyes, or actually, let's say Zumi was terrified, as everybody else was. But the only person that knew who he was the Eriko, yeah. Midoriya runs as Ochako, who was trying to stop her, but she went under a fence, and she knew who it was, as she jumps right onto him and hugs him. But instead of like him whipping his blades out and cutting her, he just realized it's as he hugs his own daughter. Hunter number 2. Yeah. As he basically, the suit unmasks him, takes off his hat. Long time no see. As everyone was shocked. As Ochako can't believe who it was. Or she did call, or their daughter did call Zuko her father, her. And yeah, he didn't realize that name. Yeah. So, as she was the same age as when Zuko was 5 years old. And yeah, Zuko was pretty happy to be back home. So, as many villains were like, attack! As, because of, but Zuko, or so the Nomus were, nothing surprises me anymore. And Zuko just straight up slices the Nomus. And he uses on one hand he used the blade part of Barracks as he stabs all the Nomus. He uses the whips to grab the villains. The other Nomus, sending them flying. Yeah. Zuko was a powerhouse. As everyone was shocked when they saw Zuko's true powers. Yeah. So then he basically pets his own daughter's head because he doesn't mind. There's a lot of surprises when, there was a lot of surprises when he went to Outworld home and when he came back, and so All For One was dead. So Zuko can now use. So basically everybody can't believe it. Even Bakugo can't believe that someone quirkless ends up looking so so cool person. And so, Inko Asashi can't believe that Zuko, because they know, when they saw, the green portal before, two happens to their friends, their past friends before, and they saw the green portal died. Or they died before. So, when Zuko got teleported to, and he says, it's, as the, so he did tell them it's good to be back, and as let's say Shiraki-sen was about to kill his daughter, or no, kill the Zuku's daughter on her, but then the Zuku used the same version as Scorpion's flame thing, as he disintegrated the Shiraki-sen's both arms, as he basically, at this point, he could be called, instead of like Deku, he could be called MK Zuku. Because he's a powerhouse. He can basically, yeah. So, Zuku, at this point, he didn't need all this power and all the strength. So everyone was confused, or everyone was shocked when they saw the as everybody can't believe this guy just took on the entire army by himself, without any like backlash. As Zuku, was like, yeah, I'm cool like that. So then Ochako walks up, and she did confess her feelings towards him, as he did and accept her too, because he did, or so so he did tell them a whole story about like how he went to this universe called Outworld, and there you had to fight a lot, but it was pretty brutal. I seen a lot of deaths, and like just imagine some of them even have weird species, as they see the blade. This blade is from, I defeated one of its species called Brock, I think. Yeah, and those things are scary. They look like, as he turns to the six-armed guys, I think if I had to choose between which one looks good, which one looks bad, you guys, or the mutants, they look so Brock, as Zuko says, or he actually says the species' name was, they look so scary that it makes you guys, as he points to not him, him, the one that has 6 arms, you guys look like just a normal citizen. And yeah, as he rotates his wrist, and the machine pops up, as he shows what he means. Ooh, those look scary. Those are just the men's side. And here, as he swipes it to the female side, and they're like, holy crud. So, Zuko, you had an adventure. And did you already, like, battled against, as Zuko walks away, I had to battle against monsters, humans, robots, nuns, and I won against all of them. And if any of you, if as Zuko turns around, if any of you are talking smack about, oh, I defeated this villain, I defeated this villain, look at what I had to go through. Here, I went through a lot of things. As they all agree, yeah. And sorry for this really long episode. Sorry. So yeah. So Zuko, or everybody's like, so at this point, nothing surprises me anyway. So yeah. As everyone was like, yeah, we should not be bragging about like the team, like, oh, we defeated this villain or this villain. As everyone agrees that the, including Dead Arms, of like, Dead Arms just walks up to Zuko and he could not believe how much stuff that Zuko went through. And yeah. So, yeah. Because time flows differently there. So, 1 hour in that universe, in Outworld, or 1 minute in, or 1 second in that world is like equivalent to 1 whole day. So Zuko went to there at age of 5 years old. So there, when he came out, he looks like a 15-year-old, or actually a 20-year-old man. But because of time manipulation powers are inside of his body, because he does not need, so he rewinds his time to 15. But he still looks like a jacked up guy. As everybody's like, dang. Yeah. All Might had to like, even had to apologize to Zuko about like what the, and when everybody heard, or when Zuko told the entire city, because yeah, about he went through, and yeah, everybody was at that point was horrified, shocked, and they could not believe this poor kid and had to go through that. So, yeah, but his armor that he got out of it and was basically, it was as that his armor looked almost some, or so it has so many features to it. He could go invisible, like Invisible Girl, because of Reptile. All of his DNA stuff. And he could conjure up shadows and, like, all that stuff. As everybody can't believe it. As his own daughter, Honor, still loves him no matter how many times that they had to go through Zuku's, or how many times that they, yeah. So, yeah. And Ochako at that point was 15. Or she's like 16 now. So, during the time skip, Zuko, or so, actually one day, Zuko got accepted to UA as a, and he learned how to do, he did learn how to control more of his strengths because Ochako recommended it, and plus Nezu says, yeah, having so much power, Zuko, as, yeah, the Zuko at this point was so powerful that even he used his own time version to stop time of the, before the rock hits All Might. And Zuko just used his own version of Raiden's electricity and makes it have electrical hand grabs it and throws it or like puts it off to his side. Yeah. He's doing stuff like that stuff. And so yeah. Yeah, so Zuko he did stop the Cernides before he like knocked on a door. As Zuko looks at him, and I've seen this happen before. Really? Like, how so? Usually it's an ambush on the other side of that door. When you knock, they just come out and, or or the villain breaks through the door and attacks into the rest of us. Maybe you're right. How about let you who knock the door? And as he punches the door, so yeah. And also, in the near future, Zuko made one rule. Quit copying his blood. Or quit stealing his blood for, like, yeah. Choose enough. It's like, That's only a rule that, because stealing his blood is, man, he knows that his, so everybody's like, okay, as Ochako, as they look at Ochako, did you get that? Or actually, they look at Toga, and yeah. So then Zuko. So you said you have two kids. Yeah. Number one is the one that we are in, as Zuko points to here. And when I was in Outworld, the another girl or Outworld girl took my blood, and she made a number two daughter. And the number two daughter has four arms. Yeah. So think about her as your twin sister, as he looks at his first daughter. As she's like so happy to have a twin sister. As Ochako Zaki. Huh. Yeah. So, but I can't wait to meet her. But, so yeah, in the future, he did, or actually, she did, like, go to Zuko's world thing. And, of course, her and her daughter went to the My Hero Academia universe, and both of them shows up, and they see civilization and all that stuff, and he trained, but of course Ochako actually runs into her. Not like literally runs into her. She just, you must be Shiva. Zuko talks about you, and this must be your daughter. You must be Ochako. It's an honor meeting you. And yes, I am Shiva, though, as Shiva says. And so then Ochako tells Shiva that, how do you feel about me and you getting married to Zuko, as Ochako says, with a blushed face. As Ochako or so Shiva agrees to that terms, because as long as she's with Zuko, she did not care. Because she actually knows that Zuko is more of a fighter instead of a, like, basically a normal, yeah. So then Zuko goes, or so they both walk in with their daughters. And so now they both, it's an honor, or it's a, as, so both Ochako and Shiva got married to Zuko. And no, I am not doing a weird version of it where Shiva gets married to Ochako. That's just weird. And yeah. Reason why I'm saying like those two getting married to Zuko is that's what it basically means. Not the yeah. So without further ado, they do get married and they have twin sisters that are basically the daughters of Zuko and respectable people. So yeah. So then a tournament, or so Shiva says there's a tournament of reflections of people. It's coming up soon, so better train, okay? Okay? So then they're like, what do you mean? Or what? As Baku's wondering that too. Everybody from Class 1A is wondering. It's a tournament where the people had to fight against people. And it's like the sports festival, basically, as Nezu butts in. But you have to, like, win to survive, right? Yes. And, yeah. So, as Class 1A, Class 1B, the pro heroes are like, we're all behind you, so get prepared. As Zuko and Shiva were training together, and yeah, with their kids. So their kids trained with them. So now this is the part where I usually leave off, but let's continue. So Zuko so a time skip to the day of that tournament of reflect or mirror of person thing. Zuko gets ready as he's already in his suit of armor. As Ochako and hers, because they are getting along great before, before he used to despise each other's. Sometimes during the pranks things, sometimes Ochako used her gravity powers to like basically make Shiva float up in the air when she's sleeping. And sometimes she basically puts Ochako in a, like, covered her in a blanket. Like, wrapped her so tight that she couldn't even get out. But that was at the beginning part. But then at the end of it, So he does meet his old senseis like Scorpion and Sub-Zero, as Bakugo's wondering, do you know these people? Yeah. When I first arrived to Outworld, the Sub-Zero and Scorpion became my senseis. As he bows, just like how as they both like, this must be your team. Yeah. Let me properly introduce you to them. This is Bakugo. The one, or Bakugo is he has explosions and, yeah. And or as he points to Todoroki, and he says, this is Todoroki. And his father in Endeavor, and like, yeah, so they basically, yeah. So all of them were like hanging out with, yeah, so then the tournament, but here's a twist. All of the alternate versions of Zuko alternate versions of Zuko and the other fighters from like past MK universes or past games of Mortal Kombat and games things came in. So there was Godzilla Reincarnation Zuko, Great Leviathan Zuko, and let me show you what I mean. Hold on, give me a moment. Sorry. I typed in Zuko. So I'm trying to find. Okay, so the guy that's on the left, the white hair, purple eyes, he ends up, he was with his wife, Momo. And their kids. But when he looks around, he sees like competitors. But one specific person, he looks over and sees he's like MK version that we are talking about in this video. And yeah, as he says, man, that guy's armor turned up. So Zuko walks over, as he looks at his wife Momo before, and tells her that he is gonna go see what that version of Zuko, as he points to her, or to his Mortal Kombat at the version of himself. And she says, okay, honey, sweetheart, as he walks over and he says, you must be an alternate version of me. Yes. I'm Zuko Midoriya. Nice to meet you. As I'm let's go about by our code names because. So, I am the. So, Zuko, Gigantor, and Leviathan. Zuko says, I'm the. You'll just call me by my name, what everybody else calls me. Gigantor and Leviathan, or Leviathan for short. Wow. I never heard of a Leviathan before. Huh. Yeah. It's many people tried. And so, Zuko ends up, or MK aim, or Mortal Kombat, and Zuko, who says, just call me Armored Ninja. As he didn't come up with a proper name, because he never truly understood why Zuko. He never truly understands. So, yeah. Get ready, fighters. Name. First match. The Mortal Kombat at Zuko versus Gigantor Leviathan Zuko in the first match of the round thing. Begin. And so then Zuko and they start battling each other's. Gigantor and Leviathan. Zuko transforms into Gigantor and Leviathan. And she starts sending tendrils after tendrils trying to knock him out. But Zuko dodged and he went invisible and he just straight up whips him around whoosh, 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 whoosh. Yeah. Whips him around with. Yeah. But instead of finishing him off, finish him, he just kicks him right in the head. So then So then it was. So to save time, Zuko, the MK name Zuko, I'm saying MK is basically the initials of Mortal Kombat, and basically, yeah. And if you guys want me to, I'll put the guy that made this video, basically a link to watch this video, because so please let me know if you want me to do, so Mortal Kombat and Zuko was now in the final rounds. And you know what his opponent is? Or actually, it was a 3-way battle between him, Doomsday Zuko, and the Godzilla Reincarnation Zuko. The 3-way battle. Plus, Doomsday Zuko had no, fans because he ends up getting. So, Doomsday Zuko gets knocked out pretty easily. So then now it was between Zuko, both Zukus of, like, Zuko reincarnation, where Mothra is cheering him on, and of course, and no, I'm not talking about the, here, hold on. I'm not talking about the theme. Name. Sorry. So, oh, there it is. So right here. So this Zuko, whom, that I'm talking about. And Mothra, where is Mothra? Where is she? So Mothra on the bottom, she ends up cheering him on as the Godzilla reincarnation Zuko says, prepare him. Ready? Yep. As they had epic fights, and like, they basically knocking Zuko, or so both of them knock each other's around like a little ragdolls. One predicts the moves more because he had more combat experience. And like, instead of knocking him out or like doing an uppercut, he just kicks him right in the chest. Yeah. As Godzilla version charges up his attack. Bam! As Zuko's, as more MK1 Hun used his own version of he holds the attack, or like he basically lifts a boulder up because he learns it from the, here, hold on, I'm just gonna save this one, the rock guy, MK1 rock man. So this guy, he learns how to manipulate, or so Zuko learns, or actually Tremor, that's what his name is. Zuko learns how to control rocks. So he made a barrier, and he also used the shield, like force field, to like, as the, yeah. Zuko did dodge the attack as MK1 Zuko, who was more skilled to dealing with. But instead of like using his whip or his blade, he just knocks the guy out using his full punch. And right into the guy's chest as he tells him that hey, come on now. So now Zuko is, so they said finish them, as Zuko doesn't feel like finishing them, so he knocks both of them down. Like, bam. So, yeah. Zuko basically won that. And they said, any wishes? As the... Or, actually, I throw this one in. So, they teleported everybody back to their home worlds, respectable home worlds. Shiva and her daughter, because both of them are in MK Zuku's universe, so they went to there, and of course, everybody. So, so yeah, it was pretty brutal fights, but yeah, if you guys want me to do a cooler what if, that's not super dark, because yeah. Like, I don't know, probably making one about, like, what if Zuko was meeting himself without battling themselves. Like, what if Zuko created a machine that allows him to talk to alternate versions of himself? Stuff like that is crazy enough. So, did you like this what if? Did you find this what if interesting? Please let me know in the comments below. And just to remind you that with daughters of Zuko's is, yeah. So hers was the one on the bottom is the daughter of Ochako and Zuko. And the top one is for Shiva and Zuko. So, yeah. And this is one helpful tip of if you ever love somebody, don't steal their blood to use a machine to clone or to make children's thing. Usually this is a straight path. Or usually what it means is basically you're bending laws of the universe of humanity. What it means is basically that you are creating something without having to breed constantly with your favorite person. So, yeah. Now, this is the end of the what if. Please leave a like, share, subscribe, and I hope this tip helped you in the long run about don't steal blood of the people that you love the most. Just ask them out. So, peace.